Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I welcome you on the fourth International IEEE Conference of Smart Information Systems and Technologies. Today is day 2 of our section. We are in the section 3 on the topic of emerging trends and technologies in IT application. So today we have 15 speakers, 15 presentations, and we have a notice for the regulation of the conference side. So first, you are allowed to have 10 minutes, 7 minutes for presentation, and 3 minutes for Q&A session. For the questions, please all the participants online and offline can participate and ask the questions. And one more information, so you have to turn on your presentation, which is special for online participants, and the speaker or reporter should also turn on the camera. This is an important part. And let's start our session. So we have one more notice. So yesterday's 3 presentations were missing: ID 91, ID 115, and ID 116. If you are joining today, please let us know. Now, today's section will be started with ID 147, Alexander Derevenko, Olga Kravchenko, Sergey Bronin, Miroslava Gladka. The topic is methods and models of decision-making regarding energy saving in communal facility based on reality methods. So you're welcome, please.
Good afternoon. I hope you can see. I am Derevenko Alexander. I am one of the co-authors of the publication on the topic methods and models of decision-making regarding energy saving in communal facilities based on Delphi methods. The issue of enterprise energy efficiency is very important in many states' structures due to budget limit and access to certain technologies. There are cases where the company must make optimal decisions. The article in question describes the problem of implementing energy efficiency development in communal companies. For the development of decision-making regarding energy efficiency, expert methods were proposed and investigated. Expert methods help to make conscious decisions of various specialists. This project was analyzing currently available research methods, their advantages, disadvantages, implementation of such methods in modern technologies, also analysis of and modifications for these drawbacks were implemented. We decided to solve the problem based on the Delphi expert method. This method consists in pre-training an expert system based on rules by receiving answers from experts based on the answers with certain ratings. Our expert system learns from of experts in the field of utility constructions, energy efficiency, in order to help effectively apply existing knowledge in this area. The 0.5 system ratings was implemented for further research to describe and see the results of the utilized model and calculation. With the help of web application that contains knowledge base founded on the knowledge of experts, it is possible to exclude the human factor in the evaluation of input data and in providing questions and answers to the interviewer and expert. Statistics are provided to the interviewer in terms of consensus of this process. On this, to save time, resources, and find problematic issues, a decision was made to remove experts with the highest consensus rating. The issue of the number of appointed experts at the time for the process should be discussed with the customer. In this slide, you can see the equation for the receiving answers from the experts. This function allows you to calculate the repetition of the consensus of experts participating in the survey and providing their knowledge on the certain direction of the issue when calculating the efficiency of energy saving of communal facilities. The components of the equation is described on this slide. We verified the data on the basis of the experiment in which more than 90 experts participated. Based on this data, calculations and quality functions of the survey were obtained, which are further presented in the graphs. As you can see, currently is presented current score obtained through the rounds of questioning and the results after the question. As we can see, based on these results, we can see that the decrease in the number of experts will get a stable correlation of the consensus of experts. Therefore, we can interrupt this process. There are currently present 2 experiments, which you can see. The study showed a developed method and model for achieving energy efficiency decisions for communal buildings. The Delphi method was considered from the studied shortcomings of the method. Modifications were made to the method to compensate for time and alienate the psychological factor. In addition, the integration of method and web application and risk analysis was proposed. Ultimately, the research is aimed at improving the decision-making of communal buildings in the field of energy efficiency. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions? Online questions? Okay, question from my side. What are the primary criteria used in Delphi method to evaluate and prioritize energy saving measures?
In Delphi method, so the main priority is that we ask the field of experts that specifically answer the questions in energy efficiency. And the main criteria is that we get the ratings from the experts based on the agreement from the other experts on solutions and methods how we are going to implement the solutions to the current tasks. And based on their answers, we always can modify the answers and understand how much time must take for current solutions. So we could make a coherent report on the solution.
And how it impacted the decision-making process?
My apologies.
How it was impacted to the decision-making process?
How it is
Impacted.
I'm sorry.
How
affected?
impacted on the decision-making process?
Well, so currently imperfections of such decision process is that it's really depends on how much time is required and how for the current process and how many experts can be involved or in what way we can get them involved.
Thank
If
you.
I understand your question correctly.
Thank you. One more question.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, what I wanted to know, your topic is related to this energy saving. How do you how did you consider the energy consumption at all? I mean, how did you calculate it?
Not specifically calculating energy consumption, specifically calculating the consensus for energy saving decision.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker, ID 148, Gulnara Abitova, Abu Said Manat, Orlan Kunyazova. Topic is design of technology for secure file storage based on hybrid cryptography methods. Short overview. Please, you are welcome.
Thank you. Let me share screen. Okay, is everything fine? Does my screen shares? And I also need to turn on the camera. So, hello, my name is Abu Said, and here is our presentation. Our topic is design of technology for secure file storage based on hybrid cryptography methods. So let's move to the contents. Basically, a paper consists of three main parts. It's some theoretical parts, consists of literature review, and implementation with experiments, and the conclusion. So let's move to the first theoretical part. In the paper, we highlight some works on some different areas of the data storage, data transmission, and like so on. So we can highlight the importance of our paper work.
Excuse me, can you switch that we can see as a presentation of your slides?
Can I what?
Yes, it is a vice versa, so we see speaker's presentation part, but not a presentation fully.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, okay, can I show like from here? Is it okay now?
Okay, is it okay? Yes, it's okay.
So here it. As I said before, here are some works I highlight to notice the importance of this research. Moving next is well, basically it's all the theoretical part. So just to highlight the importance, it consists of these four works: post-quantum cryptography, which where we say about the importance of more complex cryptography methods. So then we go with blockchain-assisted secure data sharing model for Internet of Things based smart industries. It's about the data transmission between in a network of Internet of Things, which is also need to be secure. because data becomes more sensitive and more sensitive. Work on homomorphic encryption also is a very interesting part of this paper because it's a field. Yes, we will hear widely in the future because how fast data is calculated is very important for us. And last one is about machine learning. It's about privacy preserving machine learning, which means that users can give their data, their own data, to the machine, to the system, so it will learn. And it means that this data they're giving is private and it has to be secured. So moving next to the implementation. For this work, we took 4 popular algorithms: IS, Blowfish, RSA, and the last one is a key encapsulation mechanism, which we used with RSA and IS. It's a hybrid approach. First 2 approaches has a symmetrical key. RSA is one with asymmetric encoding. All experiments were conducted on this laptop with using 5 files with a different size. Moving next, we have implemented 2 methods. One is to encode files, second one is to decode them. And we benched all these methods, and we have such a result, which first one shows the algorithm, and the x-axis shows the size of a file, time given in nanoseconds, and was got using the built-in benchmarking tools of the language, Golang didn't mention. Here is more tables with the data. It's first one is the time consumption for first method, second one for the second method, and at last we got the table with data sizes, file sizes. Next we have some table used. We got this table using the data we got from the experiments. It's a growth graphic. Second one is the time consumption, also growth graphic, but it's for symmetric algorithms. And last is read time consumption for all algorithms. And the last one is file sizes, which we have an analysis for, I guess. And that's all.
Thank you very much. Questions?
Thank you for your presentation, but I wanted to ask you how did you achieve this? Let's say, how did you achieve your goal in creating those the solution yours? Like, could you please explain the methods again?
As I said, we took these 4 algorithms. It's widely known, popular algorithms for encrypting data, and we used the popular packages, libraries that provided the implementation. And using them, we implemented these 2 methods. First one is needed to encode file, and second one is needed to decode file. So using these implementations, we also wrote the benchmark tests for these methods for different algorithms, and that's the table we got with the results. So how much time it took to execute the first method, the second method, and the files, the size of the encrypted files we get.
Okay, thank you.
What type of attacks does this hybrid cryptography methods protect against in this storage, file storage system?
Okay, here in a literature review, in a first paper, we spoke about the quantum computers, and there are already some algorithms, for example, Shor's algorithm, which will give an opportunity to break the some algorithms we have which Violin used, and to keep them safe, we use the hybrid approach. So the goal of the work was to show the how much we need to move in the direction of developing our hybrid approaches. So it will be safer for us not to rely on some simple number computation.
Thank you. So we move to the next speaker. ID 154, Yilnaz Rızıkbek, and Hazrat Ali Nursultan Jian, Essam Shaher. The topic is development of augmented reality systems for additive manufacturing. Thank you. You're welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Yilnaz Rızıkbek, and I'm going to present our work developing augmented reality systems for additive manufacturing. Let's start with a short overview. Next slide, please. So I'll introduce what is augmented reality, what is manufacturing, then the problem of research and the purpose of our work. Then I will shortly overview the technology we have used. Then I will show the proposed system requirement architecture. Then we will review developed components, analyze them, and produce the description. Next slide, please. So what is additive manufacturing? Additive manufacturing is a process of creating prepared parts using layer by layer added material. So it's simply 3D printing. In contrast with the traditional production methods such as plastic manufacturing, it uses less materials and it enables the production of complex designs. And currently, additive manufacturing is being implemented in a range of industries, starting from healthcare manufacturing, going to aerospace industry. And the problem in this industry is lack of effective control mechanisms and enhanced user interfaces. So we approach this problem using augmented reality. Augmented reality is computer-generated data that is overlaid over the environment, and it can be used to enhance the user experience and provide an intuitive interface. So the purpose of this work was to design and develop an AR system for field deposition modeling, so it's a 3D picture to improve user interaction experience and enable remote manufacturing. Monitoring and so methodology. So first, to build the system, we have reviewed the developments in AR interfaces for IoT devices and also developments in the general interfaces for MTM printers. After that, we have identified the requirements for both AR systems and MTM printer interfaces. Based on the requirements, we have built the architecture of the project and designed the interface. And finally, we started implementing the separate components of the system. Next slide, please. So what are the requirements for the system? It's firstly authentication, it's safe access to the 3D printer, real-time monitoring, so the user that is outside of the lab can monitor what the system is doing. For the simulation, in HoloLens, users should be able to see how the printing process is going. Printer status display, so users should be able to see whether the printer is operational, whether there is an error, or when it stopped its work. Control interface. Users should be able to start, cancel, resume the work of the printer remotely, and compatibility. The system should be compatible with a range of 3D printers. Based on the requirements, we have developed this architecture. It consists of 4 layers: physical device layer, data acquisition layer, data processing layer, and application layer. At the physical device layer, we have the printer itself and sensors inbuilt in the printer and other sensors that are used to detect the filament usage at that acquisition layer. So we get the data from the 3D printer using Octoprint. It's a web interface for 3D printers. And also we get data from the third-party sensors using Firebase database. We gather all the data at data processing layer in the desktop server, so it's desktop application. And then we mirror the data and visualize it at the AR client. AR client, in our case, is HoloLens 2. Next one. So this is how the system works. We have the 3D printer, and there are sensors that are attached to the printer itself. That information about which we get using the Octoprint. Octoprint is deployed by Raspberry Pi, and also we have magnetic encoders that detect the filament usage. We get the data from there using Firebase database. We collect the data from the database and Octoprint using the desktop application, and finally we mirror the data using Topology networking to the HoloLens. So this is the system interface. It was the screen from the Figma of the prototype. We have developed, we developed the prototype taking into account graphic user interface requirement that is learnability, simplicity, visibility, natural graphic. So system should be simple for the user to understand, simple in terms of the number of information that is visible to the user. Visibility, since we use the HoloLens 2, the information should be visible in the space, and also natural mapping, the size of the printer and this interface should be natural to the person's eyes. So the size of this printer in the HoloLens is the same as the size of the real world printer. Next one. So we have developed a connection between 3D printer and desktop server. So can we go to the earlier slides? The one before. So at this point, we have developed a connection between the printer and desktop server. So how do we get it? We use a local network to get the information from the Raspberry Pi using the open source library interface. Then you got the So we have used Octoprint software and interface library. So to connect to the Octoprint on Raspberry Pi, we use the API key and IP address of the printer, and we request the data from the printer using this code. We request it 68 times per second. Next one. Also, we have connection between Unity desktop server and AI client. So currently, HoloLens and computer are connected using the cloud of Photonics networking, and we update the information from the computer to the HoloLens 2 times every second. Next one. So we have analyzed the data transmission time between the Unity desktop server and the Octoprint. It is 0.1509 milliseconds in average, and standard deviation is about 50%. It's huge, but we think that it is due to the fact that we have several outliers that increase the average very much. And also we have the transmission time between the AI client and the desktop server, which is about 1 second. And this time is large compared to this one due to the connection is done using the cloud, not the local network. So we have developed the requirements for the AI system. We have developed the architecture. We have designed the system interface, connected, established directional communication between the printer and the HoloLens, and we have sent the data visualization. But we also have to do the work, and it is being done. So we have to include authentication, introduce external sensors, also add machine learning algorithms to estimate production cost based on the filament usage, and simulate the data differences.
Thank you. Questions?
Yes, I have questions. Thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting. But as I know, augmented reality is better to create with, let's say, some motion capture sensors. I mean, maybe even cameras. Have you considered about that? And why did you choose encoders, for example, for that purpose?
So at this point, encoder is used only to detect the filament usage, and encoder is attached to the printer, and it calculates the angle of rotation of the filament And then based on the angle of rotation and the impulse, it calculates the amount of film that was used. But it's just a part of the system, and it was used to calculate the filament usage and then based on that production costs.
I mean, how do you monitor the progress of the process? Like,
So we have the development information at the Octopin, it's at the interface, and we get the data from there. So the data about the development itself is we get it from the Octopin, not from the sensors.
okay, thank you very much.
More questions?
One question. So if you don't thanks very much for your presentation. Is it working? Design stage.
I can show a video if you let me, but yes, for
It's working.
So right now we have the data visualization part. So right now you can see the temperature of the nozzle bed and also file that's being printed and the print time. You can also control the printer using coordinates. This is the development. But we also still have to do the improve the visualization and we have the professional evaluation.
Can you give an example of application where it's used?
So it can be useful in the remote monitoring. So for example, in our university, we have the data linkers, and for example, the printing process can last for 15 hours, but it cannot be at for 15 hours. So in case of the professor who is just set the printer to work, he can just have the coordinates and see the printing process simulated in the coordinates.
So this is somehow distributed.
Yes, so this, can you show the analogies? So this research is done as a part of the data digital twin project.
Also, one question. Do you consider right now only monitoring, or do you want to let's say promote to the control?
We have right now in the system, the developed system, you can control, like you can start the work of the printer, you can cancel the work, and you can also like pause and resume the printer work. So it's useful for the professor, for example, there is an error in the printing process, and it's detected using the Octopin information, and the professor can, for example, using the HoloLens, stop the work of the printer remotely. But it's still a process of, we are still working on the final system and hope to publish it in the next place too.
Thank you very much. Also, one question is it your like final work, or is it like you're just working?
No, it's a part of the project. It's a part of the research project, not as my final work.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. We go look for the next speakers. ID 160, Alexey Maxievsky, Tatiana Oncharenko, Olga Solovey, Tamara Leshenko, Igor Akhkasov, Vladimir Golenkov. The topic is using artificial intelligence to convert code to another programming language. You are welcome, please.
Yes, thank you. I show my screen.
Please turn your camera on.
Yes, seconds. Okay, we start. Good afternoon, dear jury and members of the conference. My name is Alexey Matsievsky, and I represent a team of researching from the Kyiv Nationality University of Construct and Architecture. Today I will talk about our work of using artificial intelligence for automated code conversion from one programming language to another. In this work, we used Python as the main programming language and JavaScript as the language into which we convert the code. Introduction. The use of AI to scan and change code into another programming language is one of the applications in a wide range of industries where AI shows significant potential. AI is already actively used in software developments, in particular for code refactoring, function generation, working with different programming languages, including HTML, TSQL, and LINQ, as well as for conversion code from one programming language to another. The process of conversion code between programming language using AI consists of several stages. Understanding the syntaxes and semantic of the source language, Using an intermediate representation, general code in the target language, optimization and verification. Solution. We have developed a unique neural network to automate the conversion of Python to JavaScript code. We use a convolution neural network, such as the transformer architecture, known for its efficiency in the text generation and translation task. The model including an attention mechanism that allow it to focus on immortal points in the input. Encoder is analyzing the input code and transform it into an intermediate representation. Decoder generation code in the target language, ensuring consistency and correctness. Training use a dataset of Python and JavaScript code pairs to train the model. Optimization and loss functions we apply the Adam algorithm and cross entropy for optimization. And the main algorithm using in this works as a sequires to sequires was used in this work, which was development for machine translation of text. Sec to sec uses two recurrent neural network RNNs or the variants such as LSTM or GRU. One network encoders the input sequence into a vector space, the encoder, and the other generates the output sequence from this vector space, the decoder. This diagram and neural network model illustrates the process of conversion code from one programming language to another using a neural network, stressing the main steps and method uses to achieve this goal. Input data. The input data is represented as Python code. This code needs to be converted into JavaScript code using vectorization method, such as word2vec and glow to convert the code into numeric vectors. Encoder analyzes the input code, determine its structure and semantic elements. Decoder converting the element representation into code in the target programming language. Training. The model is training on a dataset conclusions of part of Python code and corresponding JavaScript code. Optimization and loss functions. Optimization algorithms such as Adam and SGD are used to minimize the loss functions. Application and elimination. The model is using to automatic code transformation, analysis, and optimization. Model training. The model undergoes training using a dataset components of Python code paired with corresponding JavaScript code. This training incorporates an attention mechanism which enables the model to concert all critical position of the input data source and translation process. Optimization and loss functions. The cross entropy loss functions. This is commonly used in classification problems to measure model performance. Practical example. Converting code from Python to JavaScript involves several steps. Let's take a look at simple Python functions. These functions take two arguments, A and B, sum them, and return the result. Before conversion, we need to understand how working logic on these functions. Functions parameter A and B num to the body of the functions and returning the result. To model conversion process, an intermediate representation is created. Function number, parameters, operator, and return type. Using an intermediate representation in the translate process. Analyzing the source code. As the first stage, the source code is analyzing and converted into intermediate representation. This process including parsing the syntaxes and semantic of code. Code manipulation. The intermediate representation allows you to perform various code transformings, such as optimization, loop deployment, function slide, generate target code. At the final stage, the intermediate representation is transformed into the target code in the designer programming language. This includes syntaxes transformation and illustration and result code explanation of conversion. A conclusion, AI can reduce the time and cost of translated code between programming language. We deploy it in each network using Word2Sec and Glow to accurately translate code. The system has showed the automatic and optimization translation makes it faster and more accurately. However, future researching is needed to improve the algorithm and support more complex programming language. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Question?
Yes, I would like to ask you, have you done any statistical improvement, validation of your model? Like how many, for example, how many examples do you have of success, for example, in proportion to the fail of transferring from one programming language to another programming language?
If I understand you ask, we have statistic in doc file. Small programs, basic programs, how we have in presentation functions, some A or B, have 100 translated. If program have more mathematic formulas, have more marks, for example, don't understand how write some or more class and uh, and 1 second, please. Translator don't understand code on Python, simple functions, and this more marks have.
Okay, thank you.
Questions? And question, how did you handle libraries in the different programming language to be converted correctly?
Repeat, please, first.
So how did you handle the libraries which you use during your programming to convert it?
We use library math and training on learn artificial intelligence converted code. This library have in our source, and we upgrade him, add them my functions, and take more iteration for simple code.
Okay, thank you. So we move to the next speakers. ID 163, Arjan Adiljan, Nurlan Omarov. The topic is development of augmented reality game using computer vision technology. Please, you're welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. And can you hear me well? Or
Yes, thank you.
so my topic is development of augmented reality game using computer vision technology. And my name is Adiljan Arjan. And so let's turn. So in today's digital and sedentary landscape, motivating children to engage in physical activities is increasingly challenging. The allure of screens often overshadows the significant benefits of physical exercise, such as improved health, cognitive development, and social skills. So researchers are turning to technology to spark children's interest in sports with augmented reality, showing particular promise. AR combines digital and physical elements to create immersive experience that make physical activity more engaging for children. So we are examining an augmented reality game that utilizes this computer vision technology, aiming to enhance children's motivation for physical, for sorry. So enhance children's motivation for physical activities by reviewing exciting literature on the impact of technology on activity motivation and the educational benefits of AR. Our study seeks to explore how AR can promote a healthier, more active lifestyle among youngs. So in this flowchart, we show the sequence for an augmented reality app. It starts by activating the camera and sensors, then checks for a specific marker in the video. If found, the app trackers the marker for accurate digital overlay. If not, it updates the mixed reality world based on inputs. The floor includes decision points to process further actions or conclude the app, ensuring a responsive AR experience. And yes, we use the pre-trained pose detection model such as MediaPipe. So the pre-trained MediaPipe will return us 33K landmarks of human bodies, like nose, eyes, shoulders, hips, and feet. So its ability to accurately assess posture, facilitate interaction with virtual environments, and enable gesture recognition is vital for developing systems that accurately understand body mechanics. So, as we can see in the photos is recognizing different actions and the necessary landmarks. Like if player in the right side or the left side, we will the model will give us the description of your position, and for like left, center, and right, or you are standing, or you're crouching, or you're jumping, and the hands joints is to start the game. And in here we demonstrate the integration of crouching actions in gameplay. When the system detects a crouching posture in the camera views, it sends a command to the game, causing the in-game characters to crouching and navigate obstacles efficiently. Yes, we use this very popular game named Subway Surface, and I will show you a little bit of the gameplay, like so you know the player moving to the left or right, and he will control the in-game player to like how can we see like sorry, I forget how to say that, like to the move left or right to get higher points in the game. And the conclusion is in conclusion, our research demonstrates how a augmented reality system with computer vision can enhance children's motivation for physical activity through interactive gaming. The system effectively integrates movements like crouching and jumping into gameplay, merging sedentary screen time with active engagement. Our findings suggest that this approach not only promotes physical activity and motor skills among children, but could also be applicable to adults, offering a promising tool for healthier lifestyles across various age groups. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Questions?
Yes, I would like to ask you a question. Thank you for your presentation, very interesting project. However, I would like to understand why is it augmented reality? I mean, is it not just a capture, movement capture, movement capture?
Why is augmented reality? Like we use like webcam to like using the computer vision and to mix it with the reality world with games and yeah, that's it. How we like play this game with our movements.
I mean, would you, in the future, maybe, will you like also try to transfer not just the game, not just the human to game, but also the game? Like, let's say that let's say that we put the human inside of the game, like so it would be,
Yeah, yes.
we still see it as a game.
Yes. And yes, we are like in today's we are working on that. Like show ourselves in the game. We use technology like TensorFlow JS. We want to do this game on the like web page, and yes, use show ourselves in the game. Yes, in the future we have to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
We move to the next speakers. ID 167, Katipat Chimbayeva, Kaderbayeva Gulin, Yulia Garmashova, Mahabat Khizirova, Andrei Potselyev. The topic is possibility of using the review reflectometry method to determine deformations in bridge structures. Thank you. You are welcome, please.
Hello, my name is Gulia Marbekova, and the purpose of our work is to study the features of monitoring methods using optical beryllium sensors. And firstly, I want to say about this article. In this article,
can you switch to the presentation mode?
Presentation mode. Sorry.
It's okay. We are sorry.
It's accepted. Okay, please continue.
Well, this article discusses the possibilities of using the beryllium reflectometry methods. It's usually used in optical fiber systems for analyzing how to say, the load to the optical fiber. And so we want to discuss about the use of these methods on bridge structures. And the novelty of the research of method is its primary application for monitoring the condition of bridge structures in the Republic of Kazakhstan. Because nowadays we have so many bridge structures in dangerous conditions. and deformations under load in concrete bridge structures, and to improve the accuracy of measuring micro displacements of a concrete beam. We used a BOTDR method, and to solve the problem in this work, we took Young's modules, and because it gives us the information about the structure of the bridge. And when external forces are applied to a stationary object, the stress and deformation occurs. And there we have formulas. And by using them, we can get information about typical strain values and about area of the pressure. And however, if we consider Young's modulus, denoted E, it does play an important role in the relationship between stress and strain in the linear region of the stress-strain curve for elastic materials. And by this formula, we get this information. In this picture, we could see simplified setup of our method, and we used pump laser and coupler, and single mode optical fiber was used. And to simulate our model, we used Autodesk program, because we could set characteristics and change them, and take different types of bridge structures. And the deformation measurement diagram is shown in this figure. And as we can see, it's in stable condition. And in this picture, we could see that bridge is under pressure in two places. And as a result, we can show this, the result of the experiment when applying a load. The next is the result of experiments after no load, and we could see the changes between the lines. And when the cable is stretched, we could see that the line changed, and the pressure conditions were tested. And this article presents current optical sensors. Usually we use them to analyze optical fibers, but we could set them into the bridges, and it's economically profitable to use. And analysis of the reviewed literature showed in the most important advantages of the fiber optic sensors. And the distributed Brillouin sensors are capable of not only detecting the strain, but also longitudinal compression of the fiber, as discussed earlier. And of course, optical Brillouin sensors are the most promising optical systems, and their further theoretical and practical research is one of the interests for the operation of bridge structures, as it will allow regular monitoring of the conditions of bridge structures to exclude their partial or complete destruction and prevent catastrophic consequences. And further theoretical and practical research is of interest for the operation of bridge structures, and it will allow regular monitoring of the condition of bridge structures to exclude their partial or complete destruction and prevent consequences. And thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Questions?
So I have a question. Hello, your project is really great, and I want to ask you, could you please tell us the advantages your system
if we compare with the well-known system based on maybe bracketings or TTR and using neural networks too. So. Advantages, maybe disadvantages.
Advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is monitoring of the condition of the bridges in our city, in our country, and we could collect information, and further we can create the system with artificial intelligence, which could give the information about the about our bridge. And when the machine or transport will use this bridge, the sensors will detect the information, and then it takes everything like the speed and the changing pressure, and we could know when we should like, how to say, we should monitoring the condition, and we can get information with the help of these sensors.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
I also have a question. Thank you for your presentation. I would like to ask you. As I understand, you are currently using the current sensor existing in this, let's say, in this section. I would like to know why did you choose the Brilliant reflectometry for firstly, and secondly, what I want to know, which wavelengths did you use, and thirdly, I would like to know what in conclusion, what can you say, what are the disadvantages of the current optical sensors?
Well, first of all, I want to say like why we chose this sensor, because it's economically profitable, and yeah, usually Brilliant sensors are installed in the bridge structures, and we could get reliable information about the condition. But about disadvantages, the main disadvantages is to create the system and how to say, maybe installing this sensors into the structure of bridge is the main disadvantage, because it should be done when we, how to say, build the bridge.
Okay, thank you very much. We move to the next speakers. ID 171, Nurgul Gürler, Emre Arslan, Ibrahim Shaya, Ardar Mohamed Rahimova. The topic is diabetes risk prediction with different machine learning algorithms. Please, you're welcome.
Good afternoon. Just a second, I will start right now. Okay, I hope you can see my screen presentation. Firstly, I am Nurgül Gürler, and I will present our research, our work, which names diabetes risk prediction with different machine learning algorithms. You can see the outline here. And firstly, I want to mention about the background. Diabetes is a worldwide spread disease, and its early detection can prevent patients from the huge damages on their body caused by the disease. So it's important to detect this disease at early stages. On the other hand, machine learning is a popular and useful tool for the classification, detection, and prediction problems. So our research problem is predicting diabetes disease risk at the early stage. As a related study, we can say that in the health sector, machine learning algorithms has a wide place for predicting and detecting diseases. And also for the diabetes disease, we can see some papers and research on the literature, but also we can say that the accuracy rate of the prediction can be improved. So our work's contribution is comparison between three different traditional machine learning algorithms accuracy result on a diabetes dataset. Also, we used different test sizes, 10% and 20%. And also we apply both with feature selection and without feature selection to see their effect on the accuracy rates. In the methodology part, firstly, I want to mention about dataset. We use the public dataset from UCI Machine Learning Repository, which name is Early Stage Diabetes Risk Prediction Dataset. And it has 16 features and 520 data points. For the feature selection method, we use ANOVA F method, F test, and for this, we choose the variance calculation method. On the algorithm implementation part, as I said before, we use three different traditional machine algorithms, which are support vector machine, decision tree, and random forest. I want to quickly mention about these three algorithms. First, the support vector machine basically tries to separate different output classes with some possible hyperplanes. Decision tree is a flowchart structural algorithm which each decision node in internal node represents a test of a feature to present the features test on attribute. Sorry for the confusion. On the random forest, we can say that random forest is a complex version of the decision tree algorithm. It consists several decision trees inside of it. When we come through the results and discussion section, you can see the graphs of the results. In the graph, CVM, decision tree, and random forest algorithms accuracy results are represented. And also you can see the colors indicate that feature selection without feature selection and the different test size. In the graph, we can say that CVM is not the best option for the predicting diabetes disease, but still the accuracy result of that can be improved by the feature selection. On the other hand, in the decision tree and the random forest algorithm is not on these algorithms, feature selection is not that useful. Also, we can say that decision tree and the random forest algorithms accuracy results are quite high. In this table, you can see the three different algorithms' best results. So as an overall result, we can say that random forest algorithm has the best accuracy result without feature selection and using test side of 10%, and the resulting accuracy is 97.3 or 8%. On the other hand, decision tree has a 96.732%. So as the future work, we can implement these algorithms for another dataset to see the effect of the dataset features. Also, we can use some other machine learning algorithms, and maybe we can use neural networks to prediction process. And lastly, after determined or resulting methodology, we can apply this methodology to other disease types. So we can create a general method for prediction disease risks. In conclusion, in this research, we use three different traditional machine learning algorithms, two different test size, and feature selection and without feature selection methods to see the effect of the accuracy rates for predicting diabetes risk. So we find the random forest model with the best accuracy rate of 97.308. And lastly, we can say that random forest and decision tree algorithms can be used for prediction diabetes risk. You can see the references here, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Question session? Any questions? Okay, question from my side. What type of data do you need to train for the prediction part?
Okay. Here you can see in the table the features of the data set. It's like a gender, obesity, and some kind of other feature. So all of them are not directly related with the disease, but they have a effect on the disease.
Thank you. We move to the next speakers.
So much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. So the speakers, ID 182, Melihat Chavlakara, Mohammed Elamine Ben Lakekhal, Ibrahim Shayer, Ahmed Tusupov, Leila Zayeva. The topic is data caching in edge computing, a survey. Please, you're welcome.
Mohammed, we can't hear you. Do you have any problem? Technical, maybe? I think your
Microphone is all turned off.
yeah.
Could you please turn it on again?
Maybe it's a problem with the earbuds. You see?
And we cannot see your presentation.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about now? Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, but we cannot see your presentation.
Wait a minute. See now?
Yes, it's opening. Yes, we can see you.
Okay, thank you. You can start.
Okay. My name is Mohammed. I am one of the computing theory. So let's start with a brief review about this paper. This paper provides an overview of current landscape, edge internet options, and data. Discusses the benefits, cities, provides architecture integration, caching strategies, and tailored to address specific in economy. So the content of this paper is split into 4 main sections. Firstly, introduction about background, computing, and internet. Thirdly, it covers caching strategies and algorithm age.
Mohammed, sorry, your internet connection is not stable. We cannot. Sometimes we are losing your speech.
I think it's a problem with the microphone, maybe.
Or maybe yes, it's a problem with microphone. Could you please speak for us so we could hear you properly?
Yes, you hear me now. The conclusion is given in the last section.
No, there's still like a problems. We are losing some words in your speech.
So, Mr. Mohammed, please try to fix your internet connection and microphone issues. We will give a speech to next speaker and we'll back to you in 10 minutes, okay? So due to technical issue, we'll move to the next speaker, ID 185, Aidos Ashatolo, Dinara Berdishayeva, Idar Yedilhan, Azamat Berdishev. The topic is security risk of ML models adversarial machine learning. Please, you're welcome. ID 185, please. Okay, now responding. We move to ID 191. Ruhi Zafer Javalayan, Korhan Kayıslı, Resul Toteli, Ruslan Omirgali, Nurhat Rakir. The topic is artificial intelligence applications in smart cities. Please, you're welcome. ID 191. Раньше времени?
From 16, yes, from 16:30, from after the coffee break. I guess they are not yet in the call.
Mr. Muhammad, did you resolve your issue? So can you start?
Yes, do you hear me now?
Yes, now it's better. Okay, we move to ID 182. Please, Mr. Muhammad, you can start.
Yes, do you see my presentation?
Yes, we see your presentation.
Okay, can I start now?
Yes, please.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So my name is Mohammed. I'm one of the authors of the paper inside the data survey. So let's start with a brief resume about this paper. This paper provides an overview of the current landscape of age, internet, and data. It discusses the benefits of caching, analysis, integration, caching strategies, and tailored to address specific internet challenges. So the content of this paper is divided into 4 main sections. Section 1 is about introduction. Section 2 is about background in the internet. Section 3 covers the caching strategies and algorithms for age internet. Finally, the conclusion given in the last conclusion. To manage the data ideology efficiency, good of the internet in paradigm shift is underway. Edge computing. Edge computing offers a compiling solution as it centralizes computing power, bringing it closer to the data. This empowers devices to process even mobile phones and store data locally, alleviating the burden and reduce latency and user improves efficiency. Edge computing provides some advantages like resource constraint, edge cost, and with local processing. One of the most critical concerns is network congestion. With more devices processing and storing data, efficient data management environment. This is where data caching emerges. These solutions. Edge caching further amplifies benefits of edge computing by promising to alleviate, optimize performance of edge application by strategically storing frequently data edge nodes. We can significantly reduce latency, further enhancing the performance and edge computing.
Sorry, Mohammed, can you have a little bit more time? Can you fix your microphone or internet connection, because we cannot accept your speech right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the quality of your sound is very bad. We cannot recognize your words. Unfortunately, we understand this is a technical issue. Maybe we can have now coffee break, and we will be return at 16:20 in by Astana time. So after you can, maybe you have to reconnect to your Wi-Fi or fix your microphone part so we can hear you much better. Yeah, thank you. Is it okay for you, Mr. Mohammed?
Can you go to the next?
Start for recordings.
Да, сейчас скажу. Да. Все.
Давайте еще.
А кто есть? Нет? Проблема. We have 10 minutes to coffee break, and we want to ask, is today joining ID 91, ID 115, ID 116? If you're here, please let us know so that you can make your presentation. If no, so we will start with the in 16:20 we will start with Mr. Mohammed's speech, ID 182. After she will fix the connection issues. Okay, we will have an hour break. Okay, see you later. We are continuing our session 3. We had the one speaker left from previous session, ID 182. Please, Mr. Mohammed, are you here?
I think no, we can go over.
Okay, we move into the next speaker. ID 185. Aydos Asatolo, Dinara Berdisheva, Didar Ilgilhan, Azamat Berdishev. Topic: security risk of ML models, adversarial machine learning. Please, you're welcome.
Yeah, hello. I'm trying to share my screen. It's Aidos, but it says someone is already sharing the screen. I guess the Mohammed is sharing the screen.
So could you please try it again? Yes.
Yeah, now it works, I guess. Okay. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, but we have a problem with your
Oh yeah.
turn on your web camera.
Yeah, now you can see me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So hello everyone. I'm Aidos. Today I'm gonna present our paper, security risk of ML machine learning models, adversarial machine learning. So we will begin with an overview of general machine learning risks. Next, we will focus on a specific type of risk known as adversarial attacks.
We see your full screen with the text. Could you please change the format of your screen?
Okay, sorry.
It looks vice versa. It looks
Yeah,
see.
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, sorry. That's good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so yeah, as I mentioned, I'm gonna begin with overview of general machine learning risk. Next, I'll focus on a specific type of risk known as adversarial attacks. To illustrate this, we have carried out the practical implementation of it. I'll share this as well, and I'll conclude my presentation with results and conclusion. ML-related risks. There are a variety of machine learning-related risks. Traditional ones like data quality issues, known as garbage in, garbage out. Traditional model overfitting and underfitting ones. Bias and fairness, data privacy, transfer learning, and adversarial attacks. So I'm gonna dig deeper to the adversarial attacks. Adversarial attacks are a type of security threat specific to machine learning models. These attacks involve subtly manipulation input data to deceive the model into making incorrect predictions or classifications. So for example, you can see the image of panda in the beginning. After applying some perturbation, the model classifies the input data as a gibbon with 99% confidence. So that's one of the illustrations of the adversarial attack. Another example is using the use case is in a autonomous driving system. The model gets a stop sign as an input. After applying some perturbation, the car AI sees it as another sign. In this case, it's a speed limit, and that brings to the car crash. There are many other examples and the cases from healthcare, cybersecurity, and the financial fraud detection and other domains. So in the interest of time, I'm not gonna stop by the examples, and I'll move on. In general, adversarial attacks came in a variety of types. Some of them are poisoning attacks, model stealing, Byzantine, and evasion attacks. But the main ones are poisoning and evasion attacks. So poisoning attacks happen at the training phase when the poisoned or malicious data injected into the training. And the evasion attack, the attacks we just have been observing when the data is perturbated and fed into the model during the prediction phase. FGSM, so I'm gonna share the practical implementation of one of the practical implementations of the adversarial attacks, known as a fast gradient sign method, FGSM. FGSM was introduced by Goodfellow in 2014 as a simple yet powerful method to generate adversarial examples. So basically, in its core, FGSM generates the adversarial input. In this case, it's like adversarial X, which is equal to the X plus some perturbation. So if we're gonna flesh out the perturbation, the perturbation includes the epsilon, which is a perturbation magnitude, and the sign of the gradient of the loss function. So as a practical implementation, we have used two models, two trained models. It's a LeNet and the DenseNet. They were trained on the MNIST dataset to recognize handwritten digits. So you can see it on the right-hand side that like perturbated digits are recognized incorrectly. Yeah, that's a model architecture of LeNet and DenseNet. So yeah, then the results and the discussion. So as you see at the beginning, without adversarial attack, both models showed a very good result, like 98% performance. And you can see that the DenseNet showed slightly better, converged faster, reaching the higher accuracy in fewer epochs compared to LeanNet. But after applying the FGSM attack, the performance of both models plummeted and go to the zero at 0.3 epsilon. So if you can look at the graph, we can see that at the lower epsilons, DenseNet showed better results, but at 0.02, both models started to show the results not better than the random guessing. So yeah, that concludes my presentation. In the conclusion, I want to say that I want to just highlight the overall message of the paper. We did a case study for adversarial attacks and that demonstrated the importance of the research in this area. And both models, LeanNet and the DenseNet, showed performance dropping after applying adversarial attack. This finding signifies the importance of further research to develop robust and resistant machine learning model. As a next step of our research, we are planning to enhance resilience through adversarial training, defensive distillation, input pre-processing, and continuous monitoring and updating. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions?
Okay. Yes, can I just can you return back to like the 13 slides?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you please open it? No, I mean like in the presentation mode, like to make the presentation mode.
So this one or this one?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
this one. Yeah.
So you have compared like with the known let's say known neural network, as I understand, yes. How would you even I wouldn't ask how would you compare them like in the other aspects, not just in accuracy, like in time delay or something like that?
Other aspects, can you provide more details? What aspects?
Like time of processing, like time of decision making.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, this is our trained models. Like the both models were already pre-trained on the data set. And I have only as a metric, we compared only the accuracy, but we haven't compared the like the timing. Yeah, like because it doesn't take a lot of time. Wherever you send the input, it generates the output, and it didn't take a lot of computing power to make a prediction. And we were basically focused on the performance as a main metric in our research.
Okay, thank you.
Accuracy, I mean accuracy, yeah. Accuracy as a main metric of performance.
One more question. How does adversarial training help in improving the robustness of machine learning models?
Yeah, so basically in the current stage of our research, in this particular case, we just showcased how adversarial attack can degrade the performance. But as a next stage, we will be using the adversarial training. So that training gonna already include some of the examples of adversarial inputs, like perturbation in this case. So and our model gonna learn that this is not a this is not a right way of recognition. So yeah, but feeding the model with training data, more robust training data with some adversarial samples, we're gonna make our model gonna learn to be more robust and resilient. But this is the next stage of our research.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We're moving to the next speakers. So we have Mr. One speaker, ID 182, Mr. Mohammed. Are you online with us?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, please
Maybe.
share your screen and turn on your camera.
Can you hear me now and see everything clear?
Let's try to speak and we'll. Okay.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Looks better. Yes, please continue.
Yes, okay. Okay, my name is Mohammed. I'm from the University of Omar. I'm presenting the paper entitled Data Caching in Edge Computing Survey. So let's start with a brief resume about the paper. This paper provides an overview of the current landscape of edge internet data caching, discusses the benefits of caching, and analyzes integration. Caching strategies tailored to address internet of things challenges. The content of this paper is divided into four main sections. Section 1 is about introduction. Section 2 is about background and on edge computing and the internet. Section 3 covers algorithms for edge internet. Finally, the conclusion of this paper is given in the last section. To manage the data delivery efficiency, unlock the full potential of internet in a paradigm shift underway. Edge computing. Edge computing offers a compiling solution as it centralizes computing power, bringing it closer to the source of data at network. This empowers devices like routers, gateways, and even mobile phones to process data locally, alleviating the burden on bound infrastructure and reduce latency for end users. Edge computing provides several advantages like resource constraints, edge cloud synergy, low latency, reduced bandwidth, local processing. One of the most critical concerns is network traffic congestion. With more devices processing and storing data locally, efficient data management becomes paramount. This is where data caching emerges as a key solution. Edge caching further amplifies the benefits of edge computing by promising elevated constraints, optimize performance, and ultimately edge application. By strategically storing frequent access nodes, significantly reduce traffic and further enhancing the performance of edge computing system. Caching in a network can be applied to various scenarios like application like web caching, database caching, and API, application programming. To measure the effectiveness of caching in a network, some key metrics and indicators are needed to be monitored and analyzed, like caching hit ratio, cache miss ratio, cache miss penalties, whereas caching factors are included. The data consistency, cache size, cache placement, and cache pitch. Data caching provides also some benefits like reduced latency, improved responsiveness, bandwidth integrity. However, it has some associated challenges like security concerns, resource constraints, dynamic data management. While cloud computing has been the dominant paradigm of data processing, the limitation exposed by the exponential growth of the internet. This necessitates a paradigm toward edge computing solution, where processing and storage occur closer to the data at the network. Fog computing, cloudlet, and mobile edge computing share the vision of the paradigm. However, they have different set of characteristics that set them apart from each other. So let's start with fog computing. Fog computing includes 3 layers: device layer, cloud layer, and layer. It leverages existing networks like routers, gateways, and even set-top boxes to create a decentralized network of fog computing nodes. These fog computing nodes perform local data aggregation and storage, reducing the reliance on the cloud. It has some advantages like reduced latency, improved scalability, resilience, lower bandwidth consumption, support for heterogeneous devices. However, it has some disadvantages like limited power, complex management, infinity. Mobile edge computing focuses on radio access networks. Within cellular networks, dedicated mobile edge with base station offer real-time network information and high processing power. Mobile edge computing servers are placed near base station, which can either forward the request to remote data center and the content distribution network, or handle the user request and respond directly to the user equipment. It has some applications like ultra-low latency, enhanced network security, improved quality service. It has some limitations such as limited deployment, vendor lock-in, security concerns. Finally, cloud-led systems architecture is split into 3 tiers: device, cloudlet, and cloud. Cloudlet could be deployed at to base station or Wi-Fi. Cloudlet computing involves deploying computer data centers in a box, strategically near end users, often in public spaces like libraries or coffee shops that offer high bandwidth, low latency, and one-hop access to nearby devices. It has some applications like offloading computation, personalization, and privacy functionality. Also, it has some challenges and limitations like deployment and maintenance, limited availability, utilities. Finally, the table summarized and compared the mentioned 3 edge computing implementation. The conclusion of this paper is written as follows. This survey has extensively explored the critical role of data in optimized environment for burgeoning Internet of Things applications by reviewing the landscape of edge Internet of Things, data caching, analyzing caching benefits and complexity, and delving into integration, caching strategies, algorithms. We have laid a comprehensive foundation of understanding this formative knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.
I have a question. Thank you for your presentation. I would like to know, let's say, so you're considering about optimization of the edge computing, but I would like to know, for example, what kind of methods did you compare? How did you compare? Sorry.
Based on the utilization, and the challenges created with the overuse, the deployment, we compared the 3 edge computing.
Yes. Thank you very much. Also, another question I would like to know, like, would you like, how would you modernize it in the future, your methods?
Yes. After presenting this edge computing, quantitative research is going to be employed in the future work. So, like I said, edge computing in web, in the, for example, video, we just do some tests.
Thank you very much.
As I mentioned, there are some parameters like crash penalty. We are going to.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Okay, we move to the next speaker. ID 212. Nurtugan Azatbekulu, Aksultan Muhammed, Samson David Bekele. The topic is development of an intelligent video surveillance system based on YOLO algorithm. Please.
Yes, can I start sharing my screen?
Of course, we can start.
Thank you very much. Please let me know if you can correctly see my screen and my face.
It's look okay, so thank you. Please start.
Okay, thank you very much, and hello everyone. My name is Nurtugan Azatbekoglu, and I'm very glad to present a brief conclusion of our research about development of an intelligent video surveillance system based on YOLO algorithm, which have done by me, Nurtugan Azatbekoglu, Aksultan Muhammad, and Samson David Bekele. So basically, in the start of our research, our main aims was actually developing a web-based intelligent video surveillance system with a focus on the following key points. Let me introduce them. You can actually read them, but I want to concentrate only at the last one, finding out the compromise between accuracy of the computer vision algorithms and performance. So we all know that there is right now a lot of very robust algorithms which can consume a lot of power and require very high, very expensive GPUs. So that's why we was searching and considering finding out some compromise between this accuracy and performance. And after that, we decided to propose this framework. We defined it in our research word module, which explains that modules means developed components, each serving unique tasks. And from our wide range models that we have developed, we selected 3 ones for the office tasks, using an office environment, and they are occupancy detection. Like we select some zone, and in this zone we defining is there any people or not. It may be very useful in office environment. And boundary crossing detection, we can count how many workers in or out in some let's say office. And of course, face recognition, also very important for using an office environment. We selected exactly them because they are very applicable for using in experimental usage. And we tried to, as I said before, proposing a system composing computer vision models and tried to balance it, that accuracy and performance. And let's delve into detailed analysis of the state-of-art object detection algorithms. The most popular are these 3: faster RCNN, single-shot detector, and YOLO-Loop-ONS version 8. At the time of our research, last version was 8, but as I know today, it's not the last version. But anyways, faster RCNN has a high accuracy, but because of its 2-stage architecture, it's not designed for real-time inference. It will be very slow as long as it's very high accuracy. A single-shot detector has high enough accuracy, but it's not also designed for real-time inference, which is very important because we're using IP cameras. We want to get our results immediately. And only YOLO-Loop-ONS algorithm had enough high accuracy. It was a single-stage architecture, and it was applicable for using in real-time inference. We also selected some versions, version 8, version 7, and version NAS. And you can see this metrics, FPS, latency in milliseconds, and COCO map, mean average precision. And of course, the best choice was version 8, nano version. Why nano version? Because it has very low amount of trainable parameters, around 3 million, but indeed it has a pretty good accuracy. It was applicable for real-time usage. And let me show a schematic description of our models. They look kind of similar, but let me start. There is some frame input. We get some frame from web camera, IP cameras, or any other video source. We initialize our model, our YOLO model. We define the zone, and with the convenient user interface, because we have developed a web interface, website. And after that, detection process is start. We use pre-trained models of the YOLO for detection of the person and finding pixels of that person, boundary boxes. After that, we compare it with our zone already selected. And after that, we can say, is it people in this zone or not? And the very similar processes occur in other situations, like in boundary crossing detection and face recognition. If you have question, you can, of course, ask after my presentation. There is a system architecture you can also see, and in the question sections, ask me some questions, but basically, we use a Django framework. We use some Telegram IP to get some notifications about what's going on in office environment. We have event managers. We can add a lot of events. For example, notification of user when in this zone, for example, less than 5 people. For example, let's say in our office works 5 people and there is no 5 people. Like this situations, we can control and solve very technologically, sending Telegram messages. We have some user managers. It has an authorization system. It has a two-step verification system. And of course, it has a camera system. You can configure it as long as possible number of cameras, which is very convenient. This is how it looks. Yes. And there is experimental results. As you can see, it works quite good. All results are correct. So I think that's all. But basically, let me add some additional comments. Maybe it's not very important, but I should talk about that to avoid some general questions. Results from this research was obtained by using NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 super graphics card with CUDA technology, which is quite old actually for today's, because today we have 4019, very robust video cards. And I think that we reached 30 FPS of using these models with this old video card. That's why I think it's a very good result. Input data was approximately 500 by 700 pixel video stream with an RGB channel. And most use cases, some experimental tests were done in the computer science laboratory in Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. And about future work, in future developments, we consider integrating NVIDIA's TensorRT into our architecture, because it can speed up our algorithms and it can be run even in like very old video cards. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Questions?
Yes, I would like to know. Your very interesting point that you suggested. I would like to know that have you considered about, let's say, on the video, there's like occasions with when people are, let's say, they put the image inside instead of, for example, the real picture.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat? I really haven't.
How do you solve the falsification problem? Like,
how we decided solve that classification problem?
Falsification.
Falsification.
Yes.
You mean sometimes, yeah, of course, because it's using not very robust model, because we're using it in real time. We trying to find some balance between accuracy, as I said a lot of times, accuracy and performance. And I want to be sincere in this case. And of course, because it's experimental work, there is some falsifications, but we have done some very simple solutions for that. For example, in our architecture, we have actually very smart database manager. We store our data, every shot, every information about the detected people in our database. And for the actually showing the results, we compare some frames. As I said before, we have 30 FPS, 34 FPS in 1 second. And we just get an average and show the result to the user. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And concerning the accuracy, how did you measure accuracy in real-time video surveillance?
Actually, accuracy, let me show. You mean average precision, yeah? It was actually getting from the official documentation of the YOLO, because we're using already trained models. Yep. We have decided not to measure like accuracy again because it will be quite similar actually. Yeah, we just measured latency and FPS because it depends on the hardware.
Thank you very much. We are moving to the next speaker.
Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is ID 191. Ruhi Zafer Javalan, Orhan Kalsler, Mutul Choteli, Ruslan Omirgaliyev, Nurhat Rakir. The topic is artificial intelligence applications in smart cities.
How we can present?
Please, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the second presentation. The same. I already presented at invited speak part, plenary speak.
Do we need to continue or it's...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give a brief presentation, give info.
You had today, yes? After?
Yeah, today morning, 10:30.
Yes, I remember.
I presented.
Он же в чате есть эта презентация.
Internet is very bad.
Opportunity to download more.
Yeah, so yeah, my name is Murat Ayşe. I'm from Turkey. I'm working at Gazi University. We have prepared a study, a review study about the AI applications in smart cities. At first, I want to tell something about AI and artificial intelligence. It looks like we call it intelligence, but sometimes when I look to artificial intelligence words, I see only information or data matrix. The knowledge of the machines or softwares, it belongs to us. How much or how many information or data we can give, they are intelligent like that. And nowadays we use these applications especially too much. It becomes too popular. We use these softwares or these tools or these machines to get our daily lives easier. And if I give a brief info about how AI works, it starts with the classification of aim. After then, we collect data, maybe experimentally or long-time process logging techniques or other things. After then, we choose some data for training our systems. And then, at the last process, we test our systems with the data which we didn't use at training. And we have some definitions about AI. I can say these computers or the machines are working to simulate human intelligence and problem-solving capabilities. The second parallel, these are my works. Currently, the intelligence of computers and microprocessor-based systems is limited to what we can give them. This point is important. Also, I think these limits may decrease. However, the situation may change as processing speeds and capacities increase. And also, I believe that their power should be limited to take initiative and make critical decisions. This point is important, I think. at the next generations. Yeah. If you say something about the smart cities, every engineering discipline see the different part of the cities. At smart cities, how it can be smart, a city. If you want a smart system, you should collect data from sensors, with the sensors. It can be images, it can be numbers of data or other things. The important part is collecting data and the speak and the communication of the device, all the device. Can be sensors or other things, lights, cameras, all should be at the connection. Yeah, we can test. Yeah, the main components are teams, services, data, and the people. And also basic applications at smart cities, it depends on management, control, forecast, prediction, estimate, like that things. Control, I say control, and it's managing, planning also. We can test. Yeah. And the purpose of the aims are the same with the artificial intelligence and the smart cities. Someone are supporting to get, estimate, predict, and forecasting, planning, control, and managing. The other part support data from real life. What sides of the cities can be smart? It can be transportation, agriculture, health, homes, smart energy, and also industry. And for an example, I give at the presentation, the Industry 4.0 as a smart technology. And another popular subject, it calls as blockchain. It means it's a distributed database that maintains a continuously growing list of ordered records called blocks. And the other component called as asset. Asset is like, I think everybody knows they are tokens. You can sold, you can buy, you can exchange. And another participants or the components is called as smart contract. Contract is, we can say it's as code. Okay. Yeah, I gave some specific, we read the literature, we check the literature, we found some subjects. They are popular and they are using as apps and experimentally. At the cities, we can say traffic management, like managing of waste, public safety, urban planning, water management, smart retail, noise pollution control, also smart tourism. And I gave some examples. For example, smart traffic management, it depends on the connection of the device, of the tools, cameras, lights, and people's cars, also humans. It's important. How much we can give data to system, it's more smart and intelligent. Yeah, and another example, smart lighting, also waste management. This is important. How we can get benefits with this method. If you find to optimize routes for the cars, also if you see the fuel levels of the waste bags or containers, you can organize better and you can reduce the costs. Yeah, we can pass. It can be for public safety, healthcare services, etc. Yeah, we can pass. This is not contains a conclusion or results section because this is for plenary session. In the full text, we showed we show and write and illustrated the methods and the user techniques or smart techniques based on artificial intelligence. We gave as tables and we compare the methods at the result section. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your listening to me again.
Question?
I have a question.
With pleasure.
Do you consider like the union of everything into one digital twin?
Yeah, maybe. I think at the next years, because you know, technology is changing too fast. It depends on the electronic components and nanotechnologies. If we increase or if we broke the limits of frequency or other things, like our eyes, for example, we don't have hertz or frequency concept in my eyes. I can ask, sometimes I ask my friend, my students, how is the frequency of my eyes?
Visible light?
Yeah. And human brain and the sensors are nearly there is no limit at the one point. And for the technologies we call as technology, we take these technologies as fake in the world and universe. At next, I think many things change. It's changing too fast. Maybe we can live in a metaverse city as a simulation. You can sit on a table, you can go work, study, but you're still at home. And what the people imagine in their minds, you will live at next. Maybe today, maybe other day, maybe other day, next years. Okay.
And one more question. In Turkey, for example, what is the main focus of the Turkish cities focusing implementing AI for the smart city? Just one, two examples, just to understand.
Yeah, we have some examples. Especially we have two crowded cities. The first one is Istanbul, as you know. 80 million, more than 80 million people are living. Traffic is a big problem. And you exhaust 1 year of the 8 years at traffic. And we use traffic management system. We are routing the cars or the people, other routes. Waste management. Also, we leave water problem because there are many population are living in there and no rain, no snow at the last 5 years. We are trying to route the waters to one place from the other place. Yeah.
Okay, time. I think it's time. We have to move to the next.
Thank
speaker.
you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kohan.
With pleasure.
So the next speaker is ID 225. Bilal Saud, Ahmed Supov, Ibrahim Shayar, Leila Zaira. The topic is community structure detection in complex networks based on MST and modularity. Please, you're welcome. No response, we move forward. ID 254, Vasil Latvin, Nazar Oleksiy, Maria Nazarkevich. The topic is text detection and recognition based on custom dataset model. Please, you're welcome. Нет? No replies, so we move to the next speaker. Next speaker is ID 250A, Mikhail Suchkov, Begzat Bekturgan, Amanda Kartabayev. The topic is gamification effect on employee engagement and business process risk evaluation. Please, speaker.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, please share your presentation and turn on your camera. Thank you.
Okay, give me a second. So can you see my screen and me?
Yes.
Oh, it's good. So I can start?
Yes, of course.
Good afternoon. My name is Sachkov Mikhail, and my topic is gamification effects on employee engagement and business process risk evaluation. And author's name is me, Sachkov Mikhail, Begzat Bekturgan, and Amanda Kartbayev. So the digital transformation of business processes began 50 years ago, and today it has become an important aspect of success in highly competitive environment of modern organization. Companies are constantly looking for new ways to improve the efficiency of employees, and gamification has shown it's very good. There has been a lot of research on this topic, but there is still lack of understanding of how gamification can be applied to build business processes and what leads to success or failure. My research is aimed at increasing employee engagement and building business processes with gamification in mind. And the study will expand knowledge about gamification and provide useful information for organizations seeking to improve their business process. So I have identified 6 steps for the initial introduction of gamification in the business process. And step 1 is determination of the goals and business processes of certain company. Step 2 is audience research. In order to develop an effective gamification pattern, it's necessary to study the audience, which will allow you to better understand their needs and motivation using survey and interviews and etc. Step 3, analysis of existing solution. This step examine existing gamification solutions that can be applied in the company. Step 4, gamification concept. In this stage, a gamification concept is developed already and take it into account the specifics of the audience and business processes. Step 5 is testing. The developed gamification pattern needs to be tested on a small group, and we need to receive feedback from them. And step 6, implementation and scaling. After successful testing and refinement, the gamification pattern can be implemented and scaled to the entire company. And we know some factors to consider. It's goals, objective, target audience, game mechanics, interface and design, measuring result, and continuous improvement. We compared the percentage obtained from field survey with those derived from the dataset analysis to assess the degree of alignment between subject perception and the objective metrics of employee engagement. And we compared two source compared to source, and it indicates that indicate areas for further investigation. Upon applying our methodology and analyzing the EF values for thousands of employees of the dataset, several insights can be revealed. There appears to be a range of EF values across the employee population, indicating various engagement level. Some employees, around 30%, exhibit higher EF values, suggesting stronger engagement, while many others have lower EF value, indicating potential areas for improvement and engagement strategies. Drawing insight from the computed if values, we conducted a qualitative analysis by examining outliers and clusters within the dataset. This qualitative approach was completed by quantitative techniques such as linear regression and random forest modeling, which allowed us exploration of predictive pattern in employee gadget dynamics. Additionally, we contextualize that our findings within Tuckman model of group development, which posits that the teams progress through several stages. By aligning our analysis with the model, we are able to identify the stage at which each employee was operating and improve our recommendation accordingly. And in conclusion, this research paper assessed gamification as a strategic tool to boost employee engagement and enhance business processes. By evaluating risks and synthesizing both prior research and first-hand employee insights, this paper offers actionable strategies for business. These strategies aid in navigation the complexities of process improvement and risk management within innovation big data technique. The study also utilized both quantitative and qualitative analysis to identify key drivers of engagement, uncover pattern, and understanding team dynamics through Tuckman model. And this helps us in crafting tailored strategies for different team development stages. And despite the insight, the study acknowledged limitations such as potential biases in machine learning algorithm and special contexts of its finding. And future research is encouraged to explore the sustainability of gamification and the deep psychology impact to refine engagement and strategies further. And I guess it's all.
Thank you. Questions?
Yes, I would like to ask a question about your paper. It's a very interesting paper. Did you consider any kind of like existing solutions? Maybe you want to suggest something like to apply gamification, let's say game for employees, some employees of some sectors, maybe some organization.
Yes, we testing we take some interviews from the Kaspi Bank interviewer and the Halyk Bank, and it's give us some results. We can do some yes. And it gives us some results. And yes.
Okay, more questions. So how to increase employee motivation and productivity using the gamification, and what is the key element of gamification is to be implemented?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sorry, should I intervene here and help my co-author?
Yes, sure.
Sure. So actually, the reason is so we applying this data-driven approach, which allows us to identify the areas which need to improvement. Okay, so we have some targeted strategies, and we try to basically adapt this or the existing gamification efforts to make it to maximize the impact of the employee engagement. We actually have a metric which called employee engagement factor, which we calculate using various types of basically track participation rates, progress, So we also get feedback from achievements through this gamify system, and this so it's kind of helps to businesses to gain valuable insights about the employee behavior, okay, and engagement levels. So basically, we getting this data. So we're basically applying this data-driven approach to get more insights into the process, okay, of how this people basically feel and how they motivated. And so we basically trying to apply a numerical approach. Basically, we're getting some, in my opinion, very valuable insights. And this it kind of helps to all these targeted strategies kind of helps to enhance this engagement of the employee, and so improving the business's overall quality and business output, of course. And that's the idea why we why we developed this paper, and why what's the key benefits of gamification, which enables to measure and analyze employees' engagement, which of course more effectively than previous researches. So that I want to help my student. So
thank you very much. We have to move to the next speaker.
Yeah,
so the next speaker is ID 276. Любовь Пуваевская, Victoria Zaremba, Vadim Zuzityu. The topic is application of game theory methods to optimize the stakeholder management process. Please, you're welcome.
Hello everyone, thank you for calling us. I will also ask Mikhail to stop sharing his screen as I still see it. Okay, thank you. So I will share the presentation. Please let me know if you see my screen now.
Thank you. It's okay. You can start.
Okay, great. So hello everybody. My name is Victoria. My co-authors' names are Lyubov and Vadim, and we are here to present you our paper, which is application of game theory methods to optimize the stakeholder management process. And first of all, a few words about project management and what about we will talk today. The first thing is that project management itself has a lot of tools and practices to make projects successful. And second thing that, as for me, the most critical for successful projects is to make your stakeholders satisfied. And this one could be challenging. And as for me, I'm working project manager for a few years, and it needs to be better because it's really critical. And the other sorry, and the other theory that you have to know about project management and about game theory, how it works now in how people are trying to make it work together is like two things that I found from different papers. The first thing is that game theory is a tool that helps to create and plan projects and that it helps to operate a project like a game, and actually everybody likes games. And the second thing is to add game theory to your decision-making process. So you're not doing your decisions just like, oh, I think it could work. But to make your decisions based on mathematical models, which makes them better. And here are the two things that are used in project management. So now, as I told earlier, for successful projects, the main and the most important thing is stakeholders, and here is how we are working with them in classical way based on Project Management Institute. We are identifying all project stakeholders. Then we identifying their interests and values. Yes, we can give them some points for each stakeholder, but that's still not enough math here. And then we're just ranking them by influence and interests. And usually that's all what we're doing, and that's all what we know about our stakeholders, and then we are making decisions based just on this information. But usually it just fails. And it fails because here we have information just what we know, just based on our feelings, and we don't take into account the potential risks, the potential threats, or even opportunities from stakeholders. So, for my opinion and for opinion of my co-authors, we need to update this model and to add here game theory, and here's what we think now it should look like. First step is traditional stakeholder analysis, what we have just seen here. Second step is construction of a preliminary interaction network, which means that game theory starts here. We are analyzing our stakeholders. We are trying to plan the set of games. Me as project manager, I'm I'm planning this set of games. Who I will interact with, what stakeholders I have, which stakeholders will interact between each other. This can be done by using a two-dimension model where the horizontal axis can represent allies and the vertical axis can represent competitors. That's just the idea. You can use whatever you want. Then third thing is modeling using game theory itself. As I already told, we analyze the collected data. Then I'm planning a step-by-step or one-time game, and I'm defining not just stakeholders, not just their interest on value, but I'm also trying to define their possible strategies in different situations. And their impact on project outcomes. Here we can use like different things from game theory, such as application game core concept or analysis strategy based on Nash equilibrium, or just by constructing a stage-by-stage game. So you can use here whatever you want or whatever is good for this particular situation, but this can really help to understand your stakeholders. And the last part is to update the interactional network. So here we see if standard stakeholder management is just like waterfall approach, usually we just have one by one. Then here we have like Scrum project, Scrum process, when we are doing the same things again and again to make it more, to make it better for our project. And here I also would like to present you two situations from my experience where game theory helped me. The first case is prisoner's dilemma in the context of professional communication and project management. So we had a project with client, and we've been working not just with our client, but also with a lot of other stakeholders from their side. And business analysts from our client just came and gave us a lot of additional work. It was out of scope, and it had to take us a lot of time. For me, everything was obvious what to do, but I found out that inside my team there is conflict, because engineers from my side, from my team, had two different strategies what they had to do with that. So one of them thought that they have just to negotiate with this business analyst, and he just just talk with him, and the other one thought that we had to inform our main decision maker, our main client who had to pay money for us. And here the danger was that my teammates will do their strategy in different way, which will be very bad for our project. So here we can see this classical prisoner's dilemma when nobody knows nothing about what the other one will do. So they have to analyze what strategies I have, what strategy my opponent or other part of my team have, and what outcome of it will be. So here the numbers in each cell of the table represent the payouts of the first and second players' strategies, and negative values reflect the cost of choosing some negative strategies. And we see that if each player will do what he wants, we will have the worst outcome, -3. And better is when me as project manager, I know that they have different strategies and I can do something with that from my side.
Speaker,
So
go to conclusion, it's time.
Okay, so here we see one case of how it can help with prisoner's dilemma. The other example was also about step-by-step game and how we can analyze strategies of each stakeholder in each step of the game. At the conclusion, I want to say that, as I already mentioned a lot, stakeholder satisfaction is critical for a successful project outcome, and the integration of game theory as math modeling can make our project more successful, and that's what I'm using right now in my projects, and I can really be sure that this what works and this what helps me to make my projects more successful. Thank you for your attention, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you. Question?
Yes, thank you for your presentation. I would like to know. So before on the last presentation, it was very clear about also the gamification process, it was for
business process.
For business processes, yes. I would like to know as well for you. Sorry, you're using game theory. I already messed up. But I would say, what about this? Why did you apply game theory methods for the stakeholders? As I know, stakeholder processes are usually let's say stakeholder process economical has a lot of undetermined stochastic, like processes. It can be unpredictable sometimes. So how let's say what percentage of insurance do you have? Like
Yes, so you're right. So that's why it's so difficult. That's why stakeholder management is so difficult, because it's very stochastic and we can't be sure about everything. And here the idea is that yes, it's hard to work in such stochastic area, but we can add numbers here. We can estimate what outcomes of different decisions could be. We can't know all decisions, but we can model in our head. We can analyze our stakeholders, how they live, what is their effects, what are their interests. We can add numbers to this. We can estimate everything, and when we have numbers, it is easier to understand what we have, not just to know words, but numbers. Even today, I have the same situation when in my company, we are now trying to we're trying to create new branding, and we just can't choose one of them, and we are adding numbers to each of it, and we are trying to model how different possible stakeholders of our company will understand this and that branding, and we are modeling even here. So it for people, for engineers, it's easier to understand number than understand just stochastic thoughts of people.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have still presenters. If you are connected, please, ID 225 is here. Bilal is our team. Not responding? Okay. Next, ID 254. Vasily Litvin team. If you are here, please let us know. Okay, not responding. And from yesterday's session, we have topics which are not participated: ID 91, ID 115, ID 116. If you are here, please let us know. If not, we are over with the section. Okay, Larita, we're waiting, or we can close.
Oh, I think we can finish.
We can finish. Okay, thank you very much for participants. All topics are covered well. So thank you very much. We are closing today's session. I wish you good luck. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye bye. Goodbye.